Okay, so year 10, on this task, obviously you've read the story document, and if you weren't reading it, then obviously you could have listened to me reading it as well. So what you're now going to do is you will have noticed that some of the words in the story document are highlighted, and those are some of the ambitious words and language that we are going to be looking at. So what I'd like you to do is, and it depends on what your GCSE target grade is, most of you have a target grade of 4 or 5. So if that's the case, what I want you to do is I want you to pick 3 of the highlighted words in the story document and find a synonym for each one. So remember that synonyms are words that mean roughly the same, a different word that means roughly the same. So for example, big and tall would be synonyms. They mean roughly the same thing. Now, I've given you an example in the yellow box here. So one of the words on the story highlighted is defiant. And what you would do if your target grade is 4 or 5 is you would write the word defiant and then a synonym, strong-minded. And then you can see where it says complete your task in this box. If you click on there, it will just come up as a little text box. So if your target grade is 4 to 5, you're going to pick 3 of the highlighted words and find a synonym. Now, if you get stuck, use an online thesaurus, and I've put a link to an online thesaurus on this slide for you. So you can just tap in the word and find some synonyms that mean roughly the same thing. And you can pop that on there. Now, for a challenge task, or if your target grade is 6 or 7, I want you to only pick 2 words and find the synonym, but I also want you to add an explanation as to why you think the writer used the highlighted word instead of the synonym. So the model you've got in the yellow box says, so it's looked at the word defiant. So a student doing this task would think about, why have they used defiant instead of the synonym strong-minded? So the adjective defiant is effective because it shows that the narrator is quite headstrong, but maybe in a negative way. If you were defiant at school, you might be breaking the rules. Whereas strong-minded is just you know your own mind and you have strong opinions, doesn't necessarily suggest as much of a negative trait. So that might be something that you would put. So if your target grade is 4 to 5, you're doing that task. And if you want to do the challenge, or your target grade is 6 to 7, then you can do that task. And all tasks should fit in the little box underneath.